Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the delay. There's been some back-end issues from, people can't stay connected to the actual service for Call of Duty, internet issues for some players, but it had to be a forfeit there. Sadly, Pathfinder had to forfeit to 2XO due to their players not being able to stay connected. So it will be Immunity up against 2XO in the final. Now, for those that weren't too sure what happened for the Immunity match, Immunity 3-0 Trident Rebellion earlier on as well. So that was, of course, securing themselves at least second place with 1,200 pro points, I believe it is, for second place. Or perhaps 2,000 if they can defeat 2XO, which I think most people were thinking they can, and they will, but 2XO seemed like a fairly strong team as well, so we'll have to wait and find out. But, Curry, grand final time finally, and these two teams.
Finally.
Did you see that it was going to be 2XO, or did you think perhaps someone else would have been here?
If the team, I would have thought it would have been an Immunity Curse grand final, but Curse, they had to forfeit earlier on. It just seems as though tons of people have been forfeiting throughout this 2K. So many issues going on. Unfortunately, Worcester's servers, great timing. But it was safe to say Immunity were going to be in the grand final. I saw their top half of the bracket, and they had a pretty clean sweep. It wasn't too many teams that would challenge them that badly. So I'm not surprised that they're in here. 2XO, though, I wouldn't have thought that they would be in the grand final, to be honest. As you said, Pathfinder were tipped to take out that series, but due to some issues, they weren't unable to finish off the series. So I would have thought that it would have been a Pathfinder Immunity grand final. It's not going to be the case, though. But 2XO, I think they could give Immunity a run for their money in this, but you gotta go with the favourites.
Oh, you do. Obviously, Immunity have won a few of these now. They're looking to get another one under the bags, and obviously get back into first place for that pro point seeding position. Obviously, they are currently seeded second. Obviously, that's due to the fact that the Curse Oz team were the one that went over to Anaheim, and just attending Anaheim got them 10,000 pro points each, which gave them first top points in regards to the ANZ region. So they're only just in the lead. But I believe if the Immunity squad pick up the victory here, or at least then they get second due to the fact that Curse had to bow out at about 6th or 7th place, I think it might have been. So, looking at that, I think Immunity have gained themselves at least top seed heading into Sydney now, with at least finishing second here today. And obviously they'll be happy with that going into that one later on in this month. Of course, July 19th and 20th, ladies and gentlemen, at Sydney. It's where it's all going to come down to, where these guys are going to play it out. There's going to be 5 different streams. You're going to have COD, LOL, StarCraft 2, FIFA, Super Smash Brothers, all streamed, as well as Hearthstone will be there as well, being played out. So 6 different titles being played at that one event at Sydney. So be sure to head on down if you're in the Sydney area, July 19th and 20th. You can head on over to aclpro.com.au for all the details. Of course, massive shout out to the official ACL sponsors. And video, you're going to have BenQ, of course, who have been around for a little while now with ACL, and Gigabyte, who have jumped on board as well. So a massive shout out to them. We'll be able to catch all the Call of Duty action via mlg.tv/ACL, as it always has been. I believe all the rest of the streams will be done via Twitch. For the LOL one, there's like OCE LOL, I think that's the official stream. And, I think it's ACL Pro 2 for StarCraft, or they've got their own stuff happening in that regard. So, keep an eye out for that. But you can follow at ACL Pro on Twitter, and they'll be sure, the easiest way to find out what's going to be happening and when, and what streaming to keep an eye out for whatever game you want to watch. But obviously, if you're watching right now, we're going to be thinking you're going to be watching that COD one right here on MLG.tv. These guys are getting set up ready for action, though, for those that are wondering and those aren't too sure. Immunity's lineup: Buzzin, Naked, Fighter, and Shocks. Of course, taking on that 2XO team of Trent, Hoju, Quincy, and Zeke is their fourth final member. He's not here at the moment. Hopefully he's not too far away, though.
There
he was in the match a moment before. He's in there now. Excellent. There we are. So, best out of 5 series. Now, a moment ago, the match wasn't updated for me. It is now. So let's get that rotation for you all. Domination on Strike Zone. You're going to have S&D on Warhawk, Blitz on Freight, if needed, then following down, Domination on Sovereign, and Search and Destroy on Octane to boot. So, knowing those ones there, Dr. Curry, what are you sort of feeling? Like, you think it's going to be a 3-0 with those Strike Zone, Warhawk, and Freight maps straight up?
Yeah. I don't want to sound like scumbaggy if I say yes, but yes. Yeah, I'm going to be scumbag. I'll be honest here. Immunity, they're in a whole new league of their own. They're a team which can barely be untouched. They're like the holy grail of COD guys. They're just such a strong team. Curse have only, contested them very few times, and they still, majority of the time somehow manage to one-up them. So when I know Strike Zone Dom isn't their best map, but, I can just still, their domination game is so strong, especially with Fighter and Shocks. Those two just roam around, pick up all the kills while Buzzo and Naked just do the OBJ. And it's just a dynamite combination which they got going there, so it doesn't really matter what the map is. Search and Destroy on Warhawk easily one of, if not their best search and destroy map. I know that Warhawk across the Australian scene is just an amazing map. It's just something which I don't know what it is. Us Australians are somewhat good at search and destroy and Warhawk, and then Blitz Freight, they're absolute animals at it. So they're maps which Immunity are fond with. They're not worried about it, and I can quite easily see a 3-0 clean sweep here.
We'll wait and find out if that will be the case. Or can the 2XO team pick up a game here or there? So it may not be a respawn, might be the S&D. We'll find out. These guys getting set up and ready for action. Put my phone to silent there. It's going off in the background. But obviously, strike zone domination to kick things off, like we said. Hopefully, they'll change that timer as well, the countdown timer, because I know everyone at home, like ourselves, have been waiting for this one. Waiting, hopefully, to get underway as soon as possible. Everyone's in here, though, so I can't see the issue in regards to why they aren't starting up straight away. Perhaps someone's just trying to change a class or get fully set up and ready. But I'm sort of thinking it might be a quick one as well. If Immunity can pick up the first two, if they pick up that domination and S&D, I think they'll take the Blitz with the momentum that they'll have. However, if the 2XO team can pick up, this first domination or the S&D in their favour, I think they might be able to take it to at least a game 4. I can't see a game 5, but at least maybe a game 4 perhaps. Not to take anything away from the 2XO team, like we said, they're all strong players. The Trent, Hoju, Quincy, and Zeke, they are. But you got to give credit to the team that's been on the top for as long as they have, and of course that Immunity, the core 4 squad of Immunity. Of course, I mentioned core 4 because they have to have Rampage in there for the COD champs reign. But right now, these guys are getting set up, ready for action, and it's going to be interesting to see how this first one plays out, being a small map, and most of these players enjoying some close quarter action.
You gotta love the close quarter action. It's just going to be a bunch of vectors, willing to call it right here, right now. But Naked, he sent out a tweet before. He wants to go positive. I know you don't. It's very rare to see Naked go positive just because he's so dedicated to that objective side of the game. You'll see him constantly rotating around trying to get those flag captures. So he's going to be one to watch. I actually like to see if he goes for that Bulldog Rush, which he always does straight into B if he gets the good enough spawn. So we'll see what he does. We'll watch Naked off the respawn, see what he's up to, see if he goes for that rush. It's going to be very interesting if they all spawn in. Anytime's a good time, but Immunity expecting the 3-0 clean sweep. All of them using vectors, and Naked just choosing his class. He's got the vector too, so it looks like he might not go for the rush here, but it's going to be an all-vector game by 10 seconds. We're about to
say that now, but
final.
Zeke's changed over to an MTAR.
Oh, what a scumbag.
Yeah, Zeke's here. Oh, no, he just changed back to a vector just now. With 4 seconds left on the clock, he changed back to that vector. So an eight-player vector match is what we're seeing right now in those early off nades and stuff. And Buzzing, a few more players more recently have been pushing and contesting that pro shot where in the past they never would. So you'll see that now, a few players have to be aware of that and turn around and just keep an eye on their backs. 2-piece there from Naked, though, as he picks up that A flag as well. His teammates are trying to pick and secure that B flag. They should be able to do it. Fighters there, but they have to watch out they don't lose A and he gets trapped inside the bar.
That's such an easy start for Immunity there. Naked went clutch on that A flag. They were able to lock down B easy as pie. Shucks, he's roaming on the top side. He's looking, he's hunting for the kills here by. There will be one out the front of caution. Oh no, actually down in the courtyard. He gets shut down by Zeke, who gets a nasty little double. Quincy's there to give him some support. And here come 2XO. They're on the rotation straight towards A. There is one player who has to try and defend C. That should be an easy kill if they end up getting it. But he does it. That was huge. Buzzo takes out Hoju in the end. And Immunity now locking down some flags and getting a great set of points. This could be an early triple cap. This is not what 2XO were expecting.
Yeah, a fighter stayed alive there. He picked up a 2-piece. Couldn't get the third, though. Sadly for the Immunity squad, they would have had that trip cap locked down. Now, they do have that A-B combination. Of course, the C flag in the hands of 2XO here, but Naked is waiting in this corner for these guys to challenge him. He picks up one and decides against staying there for now, but it's all coming up Immunity in that kill feed for the time being, whilst the team of 2XO come fresh off that respawn again down near the statue on that C side. So we're going to jump on board with the 2XO team. Quincy now on my screen as he's going to be hunting inside a bar here. Gets the one, can't get the second. His teammates there to back him up, but so is the Immunity squad fighter there. And incoming eye from Trent now inside this B side. Trophy will go down, decides to challenge and peek and poke there. One player inside the kitchen though, watch out for him. There's some shots coming out. Shox picks up one, the B flag is taken. Trent stays alive long enough to get that kill back, but they are losing C for the time being.
Alright, so Immunity started off strong. Now they're starting to lose a few flags here. 2XO entering back very, very nicely indeed. But, oh, they had great control. Now all of a sudden they've lost it as they are trying to get the B. Oh, and the C flag, but you do see Shox gets the kill on C. A little unfortunate there, and they got to watch out they don't get a B spawn trap here. That looks like what Immunity's setting up to. They defend A. Now they got to push up through the middle of the map. You do see Shox. He's located in black back closet, making sure none of the players go for a sneaky little flank while Buzzo was watching mid. Naked though, look at him. You wouldn't expect it from him out of all the people on Immunity, but he will be top scoring with most kills and captures. But it's interesting to note that there's only been 3 out of the 4 people from Immunity have captured flags. Meanwhile, if you look at Trent, he has equal amount of captures just for himself alone. So Trent doing great OBJ for his team and slaying. So the 2 OBJ players from each team are starting to turn up here in the grand final bio.
Yeah, they are. Obviously, you mentioned Naked and Trent, both top scoring for either side of the teams for the time being. Buzzer now here at A, halfway done, has neutralised it at least, trying to stay alive long enough, but from behind, some shots coming in the back there, as it was Naked who was down there too, but couldn't stay alive long enough. Trent now over from that 2XO side, trying to get back here at A and pick up a few little kills in the time being as well. Travy's going out, but he's utilised it too late, as now the Immunity squad challenge him and take him out. The B defense from Quincy here, trying to hold players off inside the bar. He's doing so nicely, but no one's really challenging from the front. They were doing it from the back. As you'll see now, the try. Sorry, it was going to be Zeke from that tried name in there.
He got the capture.
Pushing down. He does get the cap with 3 players dropped there. Naked, Shox, and Fighter all picking up a kill. Quincy, last one left, and they will probably lose B because of that. They might even lose A, and they might get trip capped on unless Quincy can do something here at C.
Alright, Quincy, he's got to make some plays here. Can he do it? Oh, it does find Buzzo, though. Good defense out of his book. Can he get the second kill? He won't be able to. It's going to jump on the flag. Knows exactly where they are, but Fighter is just too strong. Buzzo spawns right behind him anyway. No man's land is where Quincy was. Trent, though, still heating up. Going big around that B flag. Player spawning directly in front of him. There's one. He's going to jump back. Free fires around the corner. Got no ammo. And Fighter will punish him for it. There's Immunity. They do take advantage of the situation. 32-point advantage to them. Final 30 seconds coming in. And Bio, it's no surprise that Immunity have the lead there. And they've just been milking out the points over the past 5 minutes. We're working out extremely well. Naked and Shox, both of them leading the slaying. Meanwhile, Fighter actually dropping negative. Take a photo of that. You don't see that too often. And Buzzo doing what he always does and just trading kill for kill. So Immunity in the final 10 seconds. It looks like it's going to be a 40+ advantage. Well-deserved first half out of them. But 2XO, they're still in it.
Yeah, I like how you mentioned Buzzin doing what he does, going kill for kill. He's got no OBJ to his name either, so that's typical Buzzin. Not going for any of that OBJ stuff.
He loves those flag
captures. Some kills. As you'll see him in the final kill cam, like a chance to shine. But first half in favour of Immunity, like you said, 92-61 overall. And we'll see if these guys can hold it down, or can 2XO answer back. Now, Trent finished up with a 7-point streak there at the end. So we'll see what's going to happen now coming in to this final point. And obviously the final half now. For domination here on Strike Zone, Trent challenging straight away through Pro Shop, checking the corners, but one behind the statue. He doesn't see him there, though. He will challenge and get the kill. The C flag is wide open here. If Trent can pick up this flag early, they'll be looking okay if they can just hold down the 2 flags and perhaps trap Immunity inside that bar.
Shox rotating around from the middle of the map, was able to find 2 of the players. See, oh, A was getting captured. He could have gone big there, but Quincy spawned right behind him. A little unfortunate there. Caught timing at his finest. Fighter, though, watching the A steps. No one will be pushing up for it, though. They're all rotating towards the C flag. No one doing some defense. It's going to be a one-on-one gun battle. Fighter wins this. He's going to get the A flag. He gets the kill, and he's going to go for the neutralizer. No points going towards the team of 2XO as Immunity just lay down a ton of pressure, as you do see them trying to break out of the Pro Shop, but this is what Immunity do. They set themselves up and they just bleed the enemy dry of all points, and before you know it, you're down by 50 points. Immunity playing a picture-perfect game right now.
Well, they are at the moment, 111-69. That scoreline and increasing for the Immunity squad, as we just see now. We're going to see Shox from the Immunity team. They do like to leave some player inside that bar area and just hold that fort down for them, while they try and hold down that second flag as well. They're trying to pick up the A flag. They did just lose C, however. Shox looks to challenge there. Finds a tag on one and a kill on Zeke for another. One player looking to poke on through. There's one. We know there's no one coming thanks to Oracle mode. He doesn't know it, but he does get picked up, however. Poju will take him down, and now it's going to allow that 2XO team inside this bar area. It's got to try and clear it out first, but the bouncers come booking back on through. The unlikely duo of Naked and Fighter to come in and bounce those players out. As you'll just see now, 3 minutes 10 left on that clock. 125 to 78, that scoreline. Still increasing in Immunity's favour. Fighter picked his game right up. 6 point streak, sorry, with 16, 15 and 4 caps to his name.
30, or should I say 3 minutes left to play out. Naked. He's just going off in the slaying. Wouldn't have expected it. And he's just proving why he's on that immunity team. A lot of people question his positioning, but I tell you what, if he performs like this as often as he does, there's going to be no questions whatsoever. Trent, though, was hitting up for 2XO. He slowed down in the second half. Fighter outplaying Zeke there. Just getting the pre-fire around Naked. Let's just keep watching him, see what he's up to. Picking up more kills. As I'm just looking at the kill feed bio, all I'm seeing is immunity, as they just happen to hold this 2-flag split and allow that lead to grow. 2 minutes 20 left was a differential like that. 2XO, they need a miracle in the next 30 seconds or they're out of this one.
They are at the time, it's a 60-point game right now as it increases again in that immunity squad's hand. And of course now no flag in the hands right now for 2XO, and Naked wants to keep it that way. He sees 2 down there, can't get the second. No, Zeke get the 2-piece on Fighter. Up from high on bridge though, Buzzard's trying to stay alive, can't. He picks up 1, Trent shuts him down afterwards though. Shocks is there to keep him off that flag, or try his best to do so, and sadly he cannot. So 2XO with that flag back in their hands again of C. They're looking to pick up A as well here. At the minute 40 on that clock, remaining just under a 70-point game right now. 69 points is that difference, I think. And, right now it's a very strong lead that Immunity have put up here. Final minute and a half to come. If they had a triple cap, maybe they could do it, but I can't see 2XO, bringing it back to where it needs to be before that time runs out. So I think this game 1 will be in the hands of Immunity heading into game number 2 in that S&D.
It does seem that way unless they get a triple cap in the next 5 seconds. And that will be it, unfortunately. Immunity will be able to walk away with this one despite 2XO's efforts. They didn't give up. You got to give them credit, and they did show some life in the first half, but Immunity just kept laying on pressure on them, just layer after layer, and eventually they just cracked with Immunity. They had such a large lead. It's no shock that they've walked away with map number 1. We did say that they were very confident with their domination game. It doesn't really matter what the map was, and Strike Zone is no different from that. So coming into the search and destroy, it's going to be very interesting, especially since though it is on Warhawk. The amount of momentum and confidence Immunity going to have, it's going to be absolutely dynamite. And 2XO, they need a prayer if they want to try and beat them in this one. Because look at Shocks, there's 1, there's 2, can't get the triple though. He's going to end with nearly over 30 kills. Naked, he's on 32. Shocks on 33. Might be, Buzzo, Fighter. Both of them so close to all of them dropping a 30 bomb there.
Yeah, they are. 15 seconds left. It may not be enough time, though, unless the 2-piece can come out here from Buzzard and Fighter can pick up 2 on the respawn. There's 1, though, as I say that. Buzzard can't get the second, though. And Fighter nowhere near anyone to pick up the kills here. So that will be 33 kills apiece for Naked and Shocks. Fighter trying to draw someone in there for a gunfight at the end, but couldn't finish off and pick up that kill there. So right now, though, game number 1 in the hands of Immunity. Just that final kill cam. Big Poju, but the one player to his right did not see it, however. There's 189 to 117 that final score from game number 1. Immunity up against 2XO here in the ACL 2K Grand Final. Of course, 2,000 pro points on offer for the first place team, 1,200 for the second, all coming into that seeding position, of course, for ACL Sydney on July 19th and 20th. We're going to a quick little break. When we come back, game number 2, it's going to be an S&D on Warhawk. Don't go anywhere. Immunity fighting is strong up against 2XO right now.